Have you ever seen that TV show, Highway Through Hell? Well, that highway we're driving every month because we're here. My son is on the other end of that highway. So in order to visit my son, we got to do this once a month. While it's not a problem summer, spring, or fall, it is a little problematic in winter, and especially when there's snow. So we were kind of lucky this time around. We missed the snow. It was snowing as we were going up, but it wasn't snowing as we were coming down, and it wasn't freezing either. So next time we're going up there, it's going to be for Christmas. So knock on wood. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I have a camera hack for the Sony A6700. I'm somebody who cannot stop modding things that I own. It has to be perfect for my taste, for my use case. It needs to work for me. And a lot of the camera gear is standardized to certain people. I'm not one of these people. I always have to mod everything. You can add cages to them. You can add hand grips to them, camera straps. You can do a lot of things with the cameras. Now, one of the things I like on a camera is if the bottom is flat. I don't like adding little Acker Swiss shoes to my camera because the camera doesn't stay flat anymore. It doesn't lay flat. It doesn't sit flat on a table. And aesthetically, that's not pleasing to me. So for all of the cameras that I used to have in the past, except for the X100V, because I didn't want anything on that camera, I always had a plate on it. It's not a dinner plate. It's an Arca Swiss bottom. The entire thing is basically an Arca Swiss plate. It goes from left to right. What it does, it also extends your hand grip a little bit longer, so your pinky finger is not floating in space. And when you put the camera on the table, the camera sits flush, which I prefer. So that's the one thing I like to add to my camera. And mind you, I don't like a full-blown cage because I don't need all of that stuff. I like to travel light. So while I really prefer having the lightness of these Arca Swiss things, I just can't stand having a camera wibble around on the table. I don't know, this is a pet peeve of mine. What can I say? In order for me to show you that hack that I was talking about, I couldn't do that on this camera. I had to film it on my iPhone, so I'm going to walk you through it. So what we said is it's great to have a camera that has a flush bottom. So I added a small rig plate to the bottom, and frankly, to me, it looks like the camera came with it. It just completely integrates in the camera body. Looks great. Love it. At the bottom, there's a little key that's attached to it, so you can always take it off if you don't want to, or add other accessories to those holes that are mounted. And there's the, oh, what's this? Oh, look at that. It's an AirTag. What the heck is that supposed to, what? And it's attached with a little string so it can't get lost. And it's sitting in this space, and it's really tightly, what? And it's flush. What? I mounted an AirTag to my, you're telling me oh yes, I mounted an AirTag to my camera. It's flush, it's waterproof, doesn't come out. Like, you shake your camera as much as you want, it does not come out. And then if you need to access your battery compartment, no problem. You just push it out and then you put it back in there. There it goes, camera button closed. And that's it. You now have tagged your camera. You are not going to displace it. If it gets stolen, you know where it is. It's also kind of inconspicuous, really. I mean, it is kind of inconspicuous. Inconspicuous. That's easy for you to say. The AirTag is a great device. Super tool. All my stuff is tagged because I'm usually the one that displaces things. Like, I AirTag my bike. I AirTag my wallet, my purse, my keys. and my camera, because I've displaced my camera once. I put it on a windowsill and I closed the blinds, and for a couple of days I could not find my camera and I was freaking out. And my husband actually found it when he finally opened up the blinds, and in that space between the blinds and the window, my camera's sitting. I don't know why I put it there. Maybe I took a picture outside. I don't know. So having an AirTag on your camera has benefits. And in fact, Small Rig themselves have come up with a shoe that you can put underneath the camera and embed an AirTag in that. I had that, but it was so, again, I was mentioning earlier, I don't like my camera when it's not sitting flush. That wasn't it for me. Plus, what, $36 just for that thing. So I sent it back. And when that plate came, and I found the space in there, and I'm thinking, wait a second. It sits there with strength, and because of that rubber silicone enclosure, and it doesn't fall off, and that enclosure, that rubber silicone, whatever it is, enclosure of the AirTag makes it kind of waterproof. You get the best of both worlds. And that string, you don't really need that string that I attached, so I just took one of those bigger sewing needles and pushed it through, and then just for a peace of mind, because you may not lose it at all, the AirTag. And then it's kind of a, is that not an oxymoron, losing an AirTag? Because you are putting an AirTag so you don't lose things. So if you lose your AirTag, you can find it again, whatever. Just so it doesn't fall off the camera when the camera's in your bag and maybe rubs against something or something, you never know. So I just added that little extra safety with that string. It's a nylon string. It could be fishing line, whatever you want, just so that you don't have to worry about it falling off completely from the camera. Now, there are camera bags out there, and in fact, I have one on order that have spots to put an AirTag on. You can always put an AirTag on a bag. AirTags are great, but it's good for having them hidden. On my bike, for example, I hid the AirTag. It's not visible from the outside. Nobody knows where that AirTag is. I swear to you, nobody will ever find that AirTag. AirTags, look them up. They're great. I'm going to put links on the bottom for the AirTag, for the little silicone case that I have for it, and for that Small Rig plate for the A6700 from Sony. If you want to do that yourself, like literally, go ahead and do it. I think for me, it's peace of mind. You don't have to worry about which bag you put your camera in, because the AirTag is always attached to your camera. Thank you so much for joining me again today. This was kind of a short video. I understand that, but that's okay. It doesn't always have to be half an hour of me blobbing on. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope I will see you again in my next video. Bye.